Good morning, everyone. My name is Shonda Harris, and I'm a business opportunity specialist with the Columbus Small Business Administration, the SBA. And we are excited to welcome you to today's webinar. It's Wednesday, April 26th, and looking forward to learning more about doing business with the city of Dayton and Montgomery County. So if that's what you are looking for and you're currently maybe not doing business with them and you're really interested, you are in the right place. Also, if you're interested in, this is a part of our series, preparing for the Ohio Business Matchmaker, which will be May 3rd and May 4th, you are also in the right place. This is a part of the series leading up to the Matchmaker. We're really excited about bringing that event on to you. So some of you may have heard about the Matchmaker, some of you may not, but essentially the Matchmaker is an opportunity for small businesses to learn how to do business with government entities, whether it's local, state, or the federal government. So we have buyers from each of the government entities, and they come and they represent their government, what they have to offer, what they're looking for. And you as a small business represent your products, your goods, and your services, and you're able to meet and talk with that buyer. So we are really excited about bringing that to you. And we're able to do this webinar and that event as a result of a wonderful partnership that we have with so many great resource partners. The SBA, the state of Ohio, the Apex Accelerators, the Minority Business Assistance Center, Ohio Department of Development. So we are great that we have such wonderful partners to be able to put this on. Speaking of which, we want to let you know, give you more information about the Apex Accelerators. And so before we get started in the webinar, we are going to allow Mr. Joey Scott, who's the statewide manager of Apex Accelerators, to give you a little overview about who they are and what they do. And if this is your first time taking place in the Matchmaker, they can be a great resource to help you navigate and help you get prepared. So Joey, if you want to take it away.
Thank you, Shonda. And good morning, everyone. As Shonda said, I am Joey Scott. I'm the statewide director for our Ohio Apex Accelerators. You may know us by our former name, which is the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, or PTAC. We have a new name because we have new leadership within our funding organization of the Department of Defense. But despite the new name, we have the same great mission. And that mission is to help all of you with all things government contracting. So whether you're new to the government space or you're a seasoned veteran, Apex Accelerators can assist you. So our services are very comprehensive, from helping you with, kind of the pre-stage things of getting the right registrations in place, developing a capability statement, which is a great one-page resume and marketing tool for your company, to helping you find opportunities, helping you review the solicitations and review your proposal. We can't write anything on your behalf, but we can review everything with you to make sure you are submitting a responsive and responsible proposal, to more advanced things such as reviewing the contract clauses and making sure you understand those, especially as it pertains to DoD cybersecurity regulations, and even helping you walk through invoicing if you have federal or state contracts too. So we are your guide through the government contracting space, but you're not here to hear me speak. You want to hear from our great speakers this morning. So with that, Shonda, I'll turn it back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Joey. Before we introduce our speakers, just want to share a couple of housekeeping items to let everybody know today's webinar is being recorded. And so the webinar link, as well as the presentation slides, will be posted on the Ohio Business Matchmaker website, as well as the Ohio University Apex Accelerators website. So you can go back and access these later, as well as all of the other webinars that we've been doing for the Matchmaker since the end of March. Great resource for you to go back. Also, if during the presentation, if you have questions, if you could go ahead and type those in the chat. We want to make sure that we answer your questions and allow this session to be engaging for you as a small business. So you can go ahead and type those in the chat, and I'll go ahead and while our presenters are presenting, I'll find a good space and then ask those questions for you. And with that said, we want to go ahead and introduce our speakers again. We are going to learn about doing business with the city of Dayton and Montgomery County. And we're really excited that we do have presenters because the matchmaker is going to be taking place in Dayton at the Wright State University Nutter Center. So it's a great opportunity right there in the city to learn how to do business with them. So we do have Mr. Cato Mayberry, the regional director from the Dayton Minority Assistance Center, and Mr. Michael Perry that will be joining us this morning and presenting. And so if you can welcome them, we are excited to hear from them, and I'm going to turn it over from them and let them take it from here. Cato?
Hey, good morning. It is certainly our pleasure to be able to share this webinar with you on how to do business with the city of Dayton. I am Cato Mayberry. I serve as the regional director for the Minority Business Assistance Center, and I am here with my colleague,
Michael Perry. I am the Senior Compliance Officer for the City of Dayton.
So again, it is a real pleasure to be able to share information with you. Come on in, we are open. Our leadership here at the Human Relations Council is Erica Fields. She serves as the Executive Director of the Dayton Human Relations Council. And my colleagues and I all say that she is as enjoyable and pleasant to work with as the person or the image that you see on the screen. One of the slogans for the Human Relations Council is many people, many voices, and one city. What is the Human Relations Council? It is important that we share with you our relationship, the connectivity between the State of Ohio's Department of Development, specifically its Minority Business Division, and the City of Dayton and its Human Relations Council, who has served as our host for 45 years. When I make reference to our, it is the Minority Business Assistance Center. The Human Relations Council has 4 key functions: to enforce anti-discrimination ordinances, promote equity in contracting for MBEs, WBEs, and disadvantaged business enterprises, to also provide consulting services for minority-owned businesses. And we'll talk a little more about the criteria definition of minority-owned businesses. It's also to improve community policy relations, which we know nationally, community relationships with the police and enforcement entities has been very challenging. And the Human Relations Council's charge is to assist in minimizing, alleviating, and making that a more pleasurable and good experience for us all. Council's mission is to work to influence and empower local citizens, to provide fair treatment to all people and groups, and inclusion and equal access to opportunities. We're stalling. What does the HRC do? Our primary engagement is in civil rights enforcement. We have an office here referred to as the Office of Justice and Inclusion. We have a business and technical assistance unit, also referred to as BTA, for which my colleague Michael Perry is a member of that team. And we house here at the Human Relations Council the Minority Business Assistance Center. And again, we have been lockstep, joined at the hip for 45 years. The HRC also includes the Community Appeals Board called CAB. One of our charges is education and outreach with respect to diversity, equity, and inclusion. we have a blended team, so to speak. And the reference to the blended team is that there is the State of Ohio's Minority Business Assistance Center. And then there is the working relationship that we have with the Business and Technical Assistance. Jointly, we refer to ourselves as the blended team. Okay. The HRC was established in 1962 by the City of Dayton's Commission with a focus on 4 primary functions: to enforce anti-discrimination ordinances, promote equity, provide consulting, and improve the quality of life for our citizens. How to do business with the City of Dayton. And there are several steps here and links. And so I'm going to ask if my colleague, Michael Perry, will take the lead on this segment of our presentation. Thank you.
All right, so good morning, and I thank everyone for joining us. So this is the part where we kind of get down to the nuts and bolts of how exactly you go about utilizing the services that are located here in the HRC and how to actually do business with the City of Dayton. So the program that I am responsible for overseeing is our Procurement Enhancement Program. It is an inclusion program that enforces an ordinance that the City of Dayton has to ensure that as our contracts go out for bid to our prime contractors, and that we include some of those funds to go to minority-owned businesses, female-owned businesses, and small business enterprises. And so in order for that to happen, a company must be a part of our Procurement Enhancement Program, which we refer to as PEP. I say that because I want to put a pin in that and come back to before you join our program, all companies that come into the City of Dayton to do business must participate in the affirmative action assurance part of what we do. And this is what starts your business with the City of Dayton. So when we do that, this is an application, and that application is required by all of the companies with the City of Dayton that plan to do business with the City of Dayton. They must assure that they will participate in non-discriminatory practices in their hiring of individuals classified as minority, with inclusive of age, race, sex, and gender in their hiring practices. So that is the first and foremost thing. It is a 3-page application. It is a vendor application. It consists of a W-9, and then it includes of a written assurance that you will abide by the affirmative action assurances that the city requires, and that you sign and date that. And if you can see our screen, then you can see our affirmative action assurance application is available on the HRC website. And it shows you what it includes in the writing below. So as we move forward, once a organization has completed their vendor application, then they are able to look into becoming a member of our PEP program. And our PEP program is the Procurement Enhancement Program. And this is where companies that are deemed small businesses, minority-owned businesses, and or women-owned businesses can fill out an application with the City of Dayton and become a certified company with the City of Dayton in those areas. Having those designations will put you on our PEP certification list, which we can open up at this time. And as that opens, that list will allow you to be able to see the companies that we have certified. And so this is our current PEP list. And what you're able to see are the companies that is alphabetically lined up here, so you can see that. And it kind of goes through each company, kind of like what they provide, either it's service or construction, or it's both. And then it will show you the email and contact information so that you can be able to be contacted. And what ends up happening is when prime companies come in to do business with us, they have to put forth a good faith effort to connect with our businesses. And so in that good faith effort, if they cannot find a business, then we will send them out this information or direct them to this information so that they can reach out to the companies that may be applicable. And you will see, if you're reading left to right, you will see that the companies, if we're looking at J. Ray Shell, it'll say what certifications they have. It's a service industry, and then it has their contact email. If you look at the one below, which is JD Construction, it is a SBE and an MBE, and you see that they are in the construction business. So businesses are able to find out quite quickly whom they are working with and how exactly they can connect with those businesses. If they cannot find a business, then a prime is subject to providing a waiver, but they must show that they've completed the due diligence of locating our businesses so that that spend can be spent with our businesses. And that spend is a ratio of available businesses that we have, the scope of work that's being done, and the amount of money that's being spent. So on average, I would say on any project, 15 to 25% of that money is being spent with one of our businesses that is in the PEP program, designated as a SBE, MBE, WBE, or Dayton Local Small Business. In addition to that, we have the opportunity now with Senate Bill 105, we have the opportunity to work outside of our region with the MBE certifications, being that the MBEs are now cross-certified throughout the state. So any projects that we have that have an MBE goal, anyone that is certified in the state of Ohio with the MBE can opt into our program and participate in bidding on the project and or being contacted to be a subcontractor on the different projects that are going on in the city of Dayton. So we are very pleased with that. And that's been a very strong point for our inclusion program. I know not all municipalities have one, but that is one of the great advantages of working with the city of Dayton, is that we do have in our programming a vested interest in our minority businesses and having them be a part of what it is that we are doing as a city with our small businesses and minority businesses and our women-owned businesses.
And your next area of certification deals with?
Yeah, I talked about the State of Ohio Minority Business Enterprise. That is part of the cross certification program that we just discussed. We are also in the business of dealing with disadvantaged business enterprises, which is our DBE enterprise, which is this is overseen by Mr. Bernard Jones, and he is able to bring our companies in, get them certified with DBE certifications, and then that allows them to work on the projects and be included in the projects that have DBE goals in our city. And then lastly, we have our HUD Section 3 certified businesses, and HUD Section 3 has kind of gone in a little bit different direction than what it has before. And so what HUD Section 3 is really focusing now on is workforce inclusion. And so we do have to make sure that we are on some of our funded projects, that we are assigning HUD goals, and that the companies that bid for those are actually following through with the HUD requirements.
Okay, we wanted to kind of like share some highlights, at least address the process for doing business with the city of Dayton. So early on, we talked about any person interested, any business interested in working with the city of Dayton would be, first of all, required to complete a vendor registration application, which is typically the same requirement for all other municipalities at the local level, federal or state, is to be registered and recognized as a business in the area. The second step with the city of Dayton specific is the completion of the AAA form, affirmative action assurance, which is where the business is declaring that they will not discriminate in their practices, in their hiring or practices of any type when doing business with the city of Dayton. Working jointly with the business technical assistance piece here, the Human Relations Council has the services of the Dayton Minority Business Assistance Center. The Minority Business Development Division's charge is supports the growth and sustainability of minority and women-owned businesses throughout the area. In the state of Ohio, there are currently 7 centers like the Dayton Minority Business Assistance Center. There are 88 counties in the state of Ohio, for which the Greater Dayton MBAC services 12 of those counties. We were established in 1978, so we are in the midst of our 45th year of operations, servicing the 12-county area, being hosted by the Human Relations Council.
Ada,
Yes.
we do have a question.
Okay.
Stephen Grundy wanted to know what monitoring processes are in place to ensure that MBE certified businesses are being used.
That's where we have the inclusion goals and here at the city of Dayton, the monitoring, compliance and monitoring that's done by the BTA unit, currently being led by Mr. Michael Perry. There is a typical operating process, which is reflective of what businesses we have that do the type of work or provide the service that is being sought out by the city of Dayton. In that formula, if there's a satisfactory number of businesses that have the ability, then it would be placed into the PEP program, Procurement Enhancement Program. And then what that does for our minority and women-owned small businesses, it puts them pretty much in a protected class, so to speak, so that they're in a setting where their bids based on their unit and operating costs are considered competitive.
And I think in addition to that, when a contract is awarded, the Human Relations Council, through my position and Mr. Jones's position, we go out and do site visits to ensure that the companies that were included in the bids that were awarded are actually at the work site, that they're actually doing the job, and that the businesses that have been contracted for minority or inclusion are actually on the site working and being paid appropriately for the job that they were included in the bid on. So that's the oversight piece that happens once the award actually happens. So it's a two-part function, is to be included at the table, to be in the bid, and then once the bids that have won are selected and those jobs start, then we go out and ensure that those minority companies that were in that project, were included in that project bid, are actually working on the job and are being paid appropriately the wage that was set in the bid. So I think that that probably holistically answers the question of how does the city of Dayton ensure that the minority businesses are actually being included. We do more than just set the goal, we actually go out and ensure that those goals are being met.
Thank you. We do have another question that came in. Mr. Abdi wants to know, how do I get MBE certified?
And again, the MBE certification process is that you go through the first step of becoming a vendor with the city of Dayton, which Mr. Mayberry just explained with the vendor application. All companies that do business with the city of Dayton have to do that. Once you do that, then you are then in position to enroll in our PEP program, which is the application that has, I think in total, 17 pages that have to be filled out, but they're not complicated. They just ask questions, general questions about your business. Then there are attachments in that application that are required. And then once that process happens, there is a site interview where myself comes out and I discuss your business and the different aspects of it and kind of ensure that our companies that are minority owned or women owned businesses are actually owned and ran by the individuals stated in the application as the 51% owner who's able to run and control and steer the business. Once those that interview has happened, then we then write up a final disposition, and then we make our approvals that way. Once a company is approved with the city of Dayton as MBE, since that's what we were talking about, we then work with our MBAC department to get them cross-certified with the state of Ohio, so that not only do they end up in this process with their local MBE, city of Dayton MBE, but they also get their state MBE, which allows them again to work in other regions of the state as an MBE in the varying cities that exist, cities and counties that exist within the state of Ohio.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Are there any other questions at this time?
No.
Okay, so hearing none, the MBAC is funded by the state of Ohio's Department of Development. It is driven and guided by the Minority Business Development Division. MBAC provides hands-on assistance for minority and women-owned businesses within our 12-county service region. We operate utilizing a database that's managed in Salesforce that allows a client that is being serviced by the greater Dayton MBAC, should they, let's say, for example, relocate to the Columbus area or have interest in doing business in Cincinnati, it's like a central point of entry for being able to follow that client's business and their growth and the assistance that they may need anywhere in the state of Ohio. The counties that we service are Auglaize, Mercer, Logan, Shelby, Darke, Champaign, Miami, Clark, Preble, Montgomery County, Madison, and Greene. In each county, we identify minority, women-owned, and small business enterprises, and we invite them to become clients. It is very important that, similar to the registration process to do business with the city of Dayton, that a client becomes registered with the state of Ohio as we work together to be able to determine what that small minority or woman-owned business needs are. We connect with business development resources such as the chambers of commerce, and there are several throughout our region and certainly several throughout the state of Ohio. We provide business assistance programs, financial and banking institutions, and we work with both public and private contracting opportunities. We support a database of over 2,000 plus minority and women-owned businesses. That is being accomplished, or a major driver has been the Senate Bill 105, which again recognizes minority women-owned businesses throughout the state of Ohio, which as a result of Senate Bill 105, we now here in the greater Dayton area are able to work specifically with those MBEs as well. The point is to make it where our minority women-owned businesses are not spending so much of their valuable time moving around the state of Ohio being certified. So it's almost like if you're certified with the state of Ohio as an MBE or a woman-owned business, then you're recognized as such statewide. Many of the businesses we assist are in the construction area, and they serve as general subcontractors or material suppliers. However, we also provide assistance and support to goods and services oriented businesses. And we work with community economic development organizations throughout our region, as well as providing strategic resources such as the Greater Dayton Chamber of Commerce. We work with SCORE and Small Business Administration, just to mention a few. At MBAC, we focus or hone in on 3 key areas of assistance, that being management, technical assistance, and contract procurement. Area of management services, it includes accounting, bookkeeping, business plan development, marketing studies, assist in advertisement, working on customer relationships, as well as developing or guidance in the area of workforce development. Our technical services include blueprint reading, construction cost estimating, and contract management. And we are one of the few centers statewide that also offers training and assistance in those key areas. And we are pleased and proud to make everyone aware that we have a plan room here at the Human Relations Council's Minority Business Assistance Center. Maintain the plan room, and we assist contractors in identifying segments of major projects that may be suitable for them to compete, and for us to provide that cost estimating assistance as well. In the public sector and in the private sector, commercial projects, residential projects, and faith-based organizations, all of that information is about those projects are readily available. And we have in our plan room, we also have the Dodge reports, both hard copy and access to them electronically. This is a process by which eligible businesses are duly recognized as minority and women-owned businesses through our certification assistance that we offer. We assist clients with 7+ certification programs. And in each one of those areas, we also provide the assistance that a business may need in meeting the certification requirements. We find here at the Human Relations Council, a lot of businesses are very challenged in the addressing the application process. We mentioned earlier, depending like the state kind of hangs its hat on that it has between a minimum of 13 required documents. The city of Dayton has a similar certification process, and the similarity is such that we have a reciprocal agreement with the state of Ohio for one of our designations as an MBE, which allows that if a person or business becomes certified through the City of Dayton's Procurement Enhancement Program, that they can then be cross-certified in approximately a 10-day window to be recognized by the state of Ohio as an MBE. And we're very pleased with that relationship, and we find that it's proven to be a real plus for the businesses that we work with. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, we have the expertise of Mr. Bernard Jones in that area of dealing with urban development, HUD Section 3 in particular, which now places a new and stronger emphasis on utilizing residents for which in the areas where the work is taking place. We also assist our clients in the area of becoming certified with the Ohio Department of Transportation as a disadvantaged business enterprise. And of course, the state of Ohio's Minority Business Enterprise Program as well, and its women-owned business enterprises. There's a certification referred to as the Ohio Encouraging Diversity, Growth, and Equity, or EDGE, which has a focus that is not race-based necessarily or gender-based, but it is to service those clients who are considered socially and economically disadvantaged and or challenged. And so we assist with that certification process as well. The Ohio Veteran Enterprise criteria is now also referred to as the Ohio Veteran Owned and or Friendly Business. And what's interesting about this particular certification is there's a lot of businesses that doesn't realize their eligibility to be certified as a veteran-owned or veteran-friendly business. I wanted to share a couple of highlights with you that there are 4 key criteria, and you're not required to meet all 4, but at least one of the 4. And that would be that at least 10% of the employer's workforce are veterans or on active service, that at least 51% of the applicant business is owned by veterans or persons who are actively serving our country. If a corporation is 51% of which is not owned by a veteran or person of active service, at least 51% of the board of directors must be veterans or persons of active service. And the last criteria is the business is certified by the United States Department of Veteran Affairs as a service disabled veteran. So any of those 4 criteria when met would make one eligible for the benefits of being certified as a veteran-owned or veteran-friendly business. We've shared quite a bit of information with you, but one piece I'd like to bring to your attention: on a weekly basis, the Dayton MBAC has an orientation workshop. The orientation workshops are held every Tuesday at 12 noon. Time usually, depending on the number of participants, it would be 60 to 90 minutes. And we at that time provide an overview of the MBAC services, business development resources, procurement opportunities, how to do business with the city of Dayton, and an overview of the certification process. We provide an overview of the basic business plan and its importance, and make everyone aware that we can work with you on the creation of a capability statement. And one of the very fun segments of that program or workshop is the elevator pitch speeches. And so it's an opportunity for each participant to talk about who they are, what it is that they do, and then as a team or a cohort, we then work towards how to sharpen that elevator pitch, since we all have a very limited amount of time to be able to share our services with someone about what exactly it is that we do.
So
Yes.
we do have two questions. One, the slide that you just had up, Byron Moody wants to know, is this a virtual workshop?
There is the virtual option. We encourage our clients to come in because it creates a great opportunity as a cohort for them to be able to build relationships with other businesses that may very well be in the same phase as them. So we encourage you, but yes, there is the virtual option.
Okay, and the second one, thank you. Well, now a third one. What is the website used for posting bid opportunities, and how often are bids posted?
Bids are posted daily, and I'm going to ask my colleague Michael Perry to kind of expound on that. And also know that for our participants today, that they can go to the City of Dayton, just simply City of Dayton, Ohio. It'll very quickly direct you to the official website. You go up into the menu bar and you'll see an area that says doing business with the City of Dayton, and it will cover the majority of the material that we've shared with you today.
And in addition to that, because goals are set on projects daily, and then they are disseminated out through the internal processes to go out to public bid. Once those projects go to public bid, then they are posted on the City of Dayton's website, and you can go through that, go to the website and look up which City of Dayton. And then one of the things that is also a part of it is that during that bid process, when you're able to look at the bids, you will find out when our pre-bid meetings are going to be held, where departments typically will have individuals or companies that are interested in bidding come in, give them some more details about the project. There's a Q&A time frame that they have to ask about different aspects of the bidding. But it also, for our smaller businesses, is an opportunity to network with the bigger companies that will be prime contractors, and letting them know who you are and what services you provide, so that you may be included in their bid for some of the work that's going to be done on those projects.
Okay, thank you. And the last one, it pertains to actually the veteran certification.
Yes.
Michael Conkey wants to know, what if the owner isn't an active veteran, but they have served in the past?
Yeah, having served would address a veteran, and then they would just need to be able to satisfy the requirements for being recognized as the owner, 51% or greater, and control of the business.
Okay, thank you. That's it for now.
Dayton Impact directs MBEs, WBEs, veterans, and small business firms to statewide opportunities. We do this through the Ohio Department of Development, its Minority Business Development Division, which will be keenly aware of opportunities statewide. We share with our client base business and procurement opportunities throughout the state of Ohio. I mentioned earlier that in our plan room that we maintain Dodge reports, and also many of the organizations that are in need of contractors and or goods and service providers will contact us directly. We then, on an ongoing basis with our clients, share those opportunities via email. At the state level, as businesses need to work and strengthen themselves in the area of gaining access to capital so that they can, one, grow their business. There are numerous programs at the state level through its Minority Business Development Division. And one in particular for those that are in the industry where bonds are required, being bonded is required. The state will provide assistance offering bonds with a maximum amount of $1 million per business. And typically the premium for each of those bond requests is 2%. And when our small minority women-owned businesses are challenged with meeting bond requirements, the state of Ohio is there to assist you. We have at the state level a direct loan program, and I want to share with you that the state, being somewhat braggadocious, I'd say, are so pleased and proud that their interest rates range anywhere from 0 to as low as 0%. So we're very pleased and braggadocious about that. Our rates are typically less than any of the local lenders. So I would say become certified as soon as possible to be able to gain access to these procurement opportunities and loans. We have a microloan program in particular. When I mentioned zero interest, the minimum loan amount request is $10,000 up to $45,000. The interest rate is 0. Requirement is yes, you must be certified with the state of Ohio as a small minority or woman-owned business to be able to get to these opportunities. And it was recently shared that 2 of these type loans can be made to a small business within the fiscal year, which would mean, depending on when it is that you file, you could gain up to $90,000 with a 0 interest rates. So we have the Ohio Capital Access Program, and if you take a look there or contact this office, we can share what these criteria are and direct you to the working team at the state level to receive serious consideration for these loan opportunities. Collateral enhancement loan program is one that we have found to be very useful for many of our clients who may be able to secure a loan through a local lender. But let's say for simple math's sake that you're seeking a loan for $100,000, but your borrowing capacity based on your business cash flow, it makes you eligible for 50. When certified, the state of Ohio, you can receive consideration from the state of Ohio to be matched up to 50%, which is why they refer to it as a collateral loan. In other words, they offer a guarantee to the local lender, which puts the small business in a position to secure what the loan amount that they actually needed to grow their business.
Cato,
Yes.
we have a question. Where can our participants find out information about the different loan programs that MBAC has available through the state?
We would encourage them to contact this office. There'll be a page that I'll show shortly. However, if I can at this time give a phone number to our participants, I'd gladly do that. And that number is 937
937
333
333.
Yes, 1401.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the chat. 937 333 1401.
That is correct.
Okay.
And we'll refer to that as the gateway to gaining the information that we want to know. Now, in talking about a point of entrance and a gateway, I would also encourage all participants to become familiar with the state of Ohio's Ohio Business Gateway. That's the Ohio Business Gateway. If you should go to the internet, enter that in, it will take you there. Your screen is going to pop up that says a new look, but same service. And everyone will be given an opportunity, if you have not already set up an account, to create an account there, creating a username and a password, and you'd be encouraged to just maneuver on the Ohio Business Gateway, because it is truly a magnificent gateway, in my opinion, to be able to access all of the various departments and services and procurement opportunities available statewide. So if you enter that into the chat as well, Shonda, that would be appreciated. Ohio Business Gateway.
Yes, okay, I am pulling that up and entering it.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
As we move to the end of this particular presentation, we're making a call for referrals. If you know of anyone who is planning to go into business, have them contact us. If you know of anyone who is in the business and needs assistance, please have them contact us. And if you know of anyone who is already in business but not certified, have them contact us, and there is the number.
Cato,
Yes, ma'am.
we do have a question. Byron Moody wants to know, is there a difference between MBE and MBAC? So if you can explain the difference between MBE and MBAC.
MBE is the acronym used for Minority Business Enterprise. You can become an MBE. MBAC is Minority Business Assistance Center, funded by the state of Ohio to provide assistance to businesses. MBAC, different than a lot of the other service providers, does not have the requirement of a minimum years of service to be able to access the assistance. So let's say that you're in business, you're interested in gaining access to capital. There's the requirement, depending on which loan, that you've been in business at least 1 year, and in some instances, the number of years of service or being in business may be slightly greater. MBAC will provide you with the management technical assistance from the ideation, from the point that you get the idea, we will work with you. It is our charge and our challenge to be encouraging and instrumental in hand carrying our clients from the point of, I'm thinking about going into a business, to becoming a business, to becoming a stronger business. So I'm hopeful that has answered that question.
Yes, I believe so. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. In closing, the Ohio Department of Development's Minority Business Development Division and the City of Dayton and its Human Relations Council, through the services of the program, the Dayton MBAC is committed to helping your business to grow and succeed. It is very important to this office that we be very clear that your success is our success, and we urge you to take advantage of these resources. Final call, please contact your Dayton Minority Business Assistance Center at 937-333-1401. We will receive any other questions that you may have.
If you do have questions, you want to go ahead and type those in the chat now. Please do that now as they are wrapping up.
And Shonda, while folks are thinking about what their next steps will be, I'm very hopeful that I'll see our participants at the upcoming Matchmaker on May the 4th. Just up the street from the city of Dayton at Wright State University's Nutter Center.
Yes, and thank you so much, Cato and Michael, for such wonderful information. I always love being able to share with our small businesses. A lot of times they may get started and they may be doing business in the private sector. They may be doing business commercially and have clients, and then they look to grow and expand. And doing business with the government entities is a great way for them to kind of take it to the next level. So since the Matchmaker is going to be in Dayton, it's always great to see locally what opportunities small businesses have to do business with the local city and county. So thank you so much for the information today. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you and your team at the Matchmaker. The actual Matchmaker event is May 4th, but on May 3rd, we actually kick off everything on May 3rd, Wednesday, May 3rd. And we'll have 2 sessions of panel discussions, one with primes, I believe from 12 to 2, a prime panel discussion. So prime contractors, large prime contractors. And then from 2:15 or 2 to 4, we will have another panel discussion with small businesses and giving a perspective of doing business with the government from a small business perspective. Then after that panel, we will have a reception. So in addition to doing some trainings, we will also have a reception that will allow you to network resource partners if they come early.
Mhm.
So we always look forward to having that available for the Ohio Business Matchmaker. While we are sharing that, it looks like we do have a question that has come in, Mr. Stephen Grundy. Can the bid website information be included in the chat? Your bid website, or do you have that on one of your slides?
We do not, but
Okay.
I've worked with Mr. Grundy, and we'll just look forward to working with him one-on-one as needed.
Awesome. Well, what better way to get direct assistance? That's one of the things I did want to bring up, is that if you are new to doing business with the city of Dayton, the state of Ohio, one of the 4 of the things that the MBAC is able to provide to you at no cost, that technical assistance, management assistance, procurement and contract assistance, and then also assistance with certifications. So if you are looking, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. A lot of information that was presented today, but Cato and Michael are there to assist you and help you navigate. You don't have to do it alone. Also, if you're looking for financing. So the MBAC is another great resource to help you get prepared to not only do business with the city of Dayton and Montgomery County, but also if you're interested in coming to the Matchmaker. I was pleasantly surprised to see, Cato, that you mentioned with the capability statements that I think you said you do like I guess small businesses are able to pitch their capabilities and then you give feedback.
Right.
So
we
that
have,
is
we have the weekly, we refer to it as Business 101 session.
Mhm.
So that we find it's a lot of fun.
Yes, they are.
Who can talk about learning things about how to strengthen your business and having a lot of fun all in the same breath? So it has been very well received by our clients.
Right.
It again is made available to our participants and others every Tuesday at 12 noon at our work site, which is 371 West 2nd Street, downtown Dayton, Ohio.
Awesome. I didn't realize you had that as a weekly service. And it is really a great way for you as a small business really to take advantage of that. We actually are going to be doing our final mock matchmaker session where we will be doing the same thing. We have 6 people that have already registered, and tomorrow we'll actually be doing that where they will pitch their capability statements to about 4 judges. And so we will listen to their presentation and then also look at their capability statement and give them feedback to help them prepare for the matchmaker. So it's good to know that you have that as a resource, because small businesses, it's a great opportunity for them to learn and to really grow. And they are fun. They are fun. So thank you for doing that. And I think that is the last question Mr. Grundy had. You said that you know him and you've worked with him, so you'll be able to assist him with that bid website. Again, thank you. I want to thank Mr. Cato Mayberry and Mr. Michael Perry for this information today. We are definitely looking forward to having them at the Matchmaker. They were there last year. I don't think I had a chance to meet them, but I'm looking forward to meeting them this year. And we are looking forward to meeting you. So if you have not registered, you definitely want to do that as soon as possible. I can't believe May is going to be on May 1st is Monday. So if you haven't registered, next Wednesday and Thursday is the Matchmaker. Please do that right away. Going to the Ohio Business Matchmaker website. Also, while on the website, you can access the recordings to the webinars as well as the presentations. Now, today's presentation and recording won't be ready. Give it a few days, and by next week, it should be available. So when you go to the Matchmaker website, go to webinars, you'll be able to access all the webinars and the presentations. And today is the last day for our webinars. I can't believe it. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, our last session will be doing business with ODOT. So doing business with the Ohio Department of Transportation will be the last webinar in this series at 1 o'clock. So if you'd like to register for that, you can also register on the website. I believe that is it. Also, if you are new again to the Ohio Business Matchmaker, check out one of the very first webinars, Making the Most of the Matchmaker, so that you have a better idea of what the Matchmaker is about, what to expect, how it works. So you want to check out that webinar, Making the Most of the Matchmaker, so that you will be prepared. And then continue to follow up with the MBAC, Apex Accelerators. They're there to assist you as resource partners. Without further ado, we won't hold you. Looks like it's a beautiful day here in Columbus. Hopefully it is also down there in Dayton. And thank you everybody for participating today. And again, we hope to see you at the Ohio Business Matchmaker. Thank you again, Cato and Michael. Everybody have a great day and enjoy this beautiful weather. Thank you
Shonda
again.
and Joseph, thank you as well, and all of our participants today. We'll look forward to having a handshake. Thanks so much.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.